Okay, ladies and gents, welcome back to another Maestro Game production, and as you can see from the lovely hotel behind me, we are of course here in Scunthorpe, the lovely land where the S is actually silent. So we shall head on out of the car park of our hotel, and we shall work our way down here, if it will allow us. Yes, it will, only just. To Frankie and Benny's. No. We're actually going to go a little bit further, and that is over here to the entrance. Now, unfortunately, we can't progress any further on from here, so we shall catch up on our games from between episodes, and then we'll head into the stadium. Okay, ladies and gents, kicking off this little update segment is, of course, Hull City versus Chelsea, and it finished 3-4. Now, this was very much a head-to-head against Brewster and Havertz. Now, as you can see, Brewster kicked off the scoring on the 6th minute, with Havertz equalising on the 43rd. Brewster then got one on the 56th, and then Havertz, of course, on the 64th. We then have Jorginho pitching in for Chelsea. He got a penalty, slotted it away on the 71st, with then Palacios equalising on the 73rd. We then have Musa, who went and ruined the whole game, getting a 4th for Chelsea and getting rid of our draw. Now, as you can see, Butland had a rough one, and that is very much the story of these three fixtures. But in this game, it was 13 shots to 27, 7 on target to their 17, 13 fouls to their 11, 1 yellow card apiece, and 50-50 on the possession. Now, we should have really got a draw out of this one, but unfortunately our defence was just a little bit too leaky. Now, heading into Wolverhampton Wanderers, this is where it gets a little more strange than the Chelsea fixture. We first went away to Wolverhampton Wanderers, and as you can see, we had a lovely time. We won 4-2. Again, Brewster getting a hat-trick, had a lot of fun. He got off to his hat-trick, and Cutron got 2 of his own. Bowen made it 4. Bowen, of course, missed a penalty in the first half, but made up for it early in the second. Vigouret got himself booked, but it was 17 shots for them to our 27. 6 on target to our 13, 8 fouls to our 16, 0 yellow cards to our 1, 38% possession to our 62. In that, of course, Brewster got the player of the match. Now, as you can see, statistically, we got the result we deserved. A nice little victory. We then went home, and Wolves decided to go one better. So, Wolverhampton Wanderers 5, Hull City 2. So, we didn't really put in the same sort of performance. Again, as you can see, our defence, very lacklustre. Palacios also didn't turn up in that game, and Diabate, don't know where he was, probably on holiday. But Bowen pitched in on the 6th minute. It looked like it was going to be a good game. Jimenez, he went and ruined it all. So yes, nice comfortable 5-2 win for Wolverhampton Wanderers. We got 12 shots. It pretty much flipped on its head in terms of statistics. We had 12 shots, they had 27. 7 on target, they had 18. 15 fouls to their 7. 3 yellow cards to 2. 54% possession to 46% possession. So basically, we kept the possession, we just was a lot more wasteful. So, heading into today's game now, we shall meet in the stadium in just a second. Okay, ladies and gents, it is time for our FA Cup third round match against Scunthorpe. And as you can see, both of us are going for it. They're going for a 4-2-3-1, very much like our own, except they seem to be very separated. Their 3 are pushed up, whilst their 2 are very far back. Now, us, we are going for pretty much our starting lineup. So we have Butland in goal, Reinwald at left back, Katic and Pavlovic in central defence, Vigouret on the right hand side, Dragomir and Palacios in central midfield, Gaetano in front of them, Diabate on the left, Bowen on the right, and Brewster up front. Our bench consists of Bettinelli, Burke, Guimarães, Elias, Mahi, Ageria and Al-Zabi. Now, Pearson would be on the bench, but unfortunately for him, he is suspended. So without further ado, let's go talk to Carlos. And Carlos thinks we should tell the team they're expected to prove a point. Indeed they are. Scunthorpe not very far away from us. We want to go a bit up on them. So a team such as ours should be winning this match with no problem at all. That sounds perfectly reasonable. And Diabate and Brewster seem motivated by that. So, Dennis Larson of goal, the devious fellow who we have a great respect for, has a few questions in mind for us today. So, might you have a problem motivating your team against an opponent like Scunthorpe? Complacency must surely be an issue ahead of this match. It's easy to switch off and simply assume we're going to win. I have to make sure the players are completely focused. It's not the best weather for football out there. I trust my players to adapt. The transfer window is open once more, bringing with speculation over your plans for Hull. Will there be any deals in the coming weeks? So, I'm always working to improve the squad, and some new signings, not so much. We are in good shape and we will try to get by with the players we have for now. But is it possible some players will leave? Well, we already have one going out, of course. We have Irvin, who is scheduled to leave in about 2 days' time. So it all depends on whether we receive a fair offer. But yes, we are looking to sell. On the off chance that any agents read your comments today, is there a particular area of the squad which you are looking to strengthen in the near future? So we do have Bowen right now. Our defence is looking okay. I would say Bowen is probably the next player we need to be replacing. Sorry, Brewster. Don't know why I had Bowen on the mind, but Brewster. Although Bowen does have this habit of wanting to go to a bigger club, so we'll probably be replacing him as well at some point. We do need a replacement up front though, because Brewster is not going to be here forever. And speaking of the fellow, he's just forced a nice little save out of Watson. But we are 6 minutes in and we are yet to score. Come on lads, I'm going to demand a bit more from you. I know we are only quarter of an hour in, but this is Scunthorpe after all. Pavlovic plays it up to Bowen, not Brewster. Plays it back to Pavlovic, nice ball up to the wing. Vigore just keeps the ball inside the field of play. Palacios back to Vigore back to Pavlovic. Pavlovic down this right hand side to Bowen. He's got on the end of it. Can he whip a cross in? Lovely cross into Brewster, but he can't keep the header down. Brewster, my friend. This is why we're looking for someone to replace you. That and the fact we don't have 100 million set in the bank to actually buy you. But Bowen heads it down, unfortunately, to Ince, to Thomas. Sulman, it is Scunthorpe on the attack. Lewis, nice ball through. It is a one-on-one with Butland. Lovely save by Butland, and Watson keeps it in. Unfortunately, Reinwald goes for the tackle and gives them a corner. So, can Scunthorpe make anything of this corner? Whips it in, back post, Palacios heads it away. Sulman has collected it though, whips it in again. Vigore heads it away. Suleiman once more collects the ball, plays it to Bowen. Bowen back to Suleiman and back to Bowen. Very messy indeed. And we are going to tell the lads to show some passion. Half an hour in and we still have not got on the score sheet. So, Reinwald to Reinwald back to Dragomir, whips one in. Brewster, it's wide again. Brewster not having the best performance with these headers so far in today's game. But it looks like we are going to creep into half-time 0-0 at this rate. Thomas throws it to Lewis, back to Thomas. Thomas whips on across Watkins, and it is luckily wide. Bit of an interesting attempt, I must say. Rather audacious of them. Pavlovic plays it up to Bowen on this right hand side to Palacios. Palacios tries ball over the top. He's got it to Brewster. Brewster has a Bowen on his inside if he needs. Goes alone and Gaetano, what are you doing? What was that? He just had to place it in the goal. He had a nice open goal and he fluffs it completely. Good job, Gaetano. Tell the team, no, I'm not happy with your performance out there, lads. Carlos, you are very soft indeed. We need to tell the lads they've been rather useless so far. Vigorate to Gaetano. Gaetano on this right-hand side, whips one in. Diabate, it does not get to it. It goes to Watkins. It is now cleared by Scunthorpe, only as far as Katic on the halfway line though. Reinwald holds it up, plays it back to Katic. Katic, nice ball all the way back to Butland. Butland is getting chased down though. Plays back out to Katic. We are going the wrong way. Pavlovic up to Dragomir to Palacios. Palacios, nice ball over the top. Brewster, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Come on, Brewster. You've got to be doing better than that, my friend. You are a world-class forward. Bowen, back post, Gaetano. Come on. We can't be going to a replay against Scunthorpe of all teams. Now, let's go tactics. I'm not very pleased with the way we are performing right now. So, let's go. You can go. Yeah, we shall bring on a second striker. Al-Zabi can be a complete forward. Actually, do you work better the other way around? No, we'll work that way around. Bowen, you can go inside forward on support. We shall take that off. That is for certain. Guimarães can come on for Reinwald, and we shall stick with a double substitution for now. We shall also tell the lads we demand more. We can't be having this awful result against Scunthorpe of all teams. Especially when we do have a game against Everton in a week's time. If we can't beat Scunthorpe, how do we expect to beat Everton? But Darnie Ward has picked up an injury for Scunthorpe. We're going to tell the lads to show some passion for the last 10 minutes of today's game. And Palacios has picked up a knock. He whips one in, and it is a penalty. Thank you, Scunthorpe. Now, hopefully, Bowen can slot this away and give us the result we need. And he does. Good job, Bowen. Giroud, with his 7th goal of the season. Not the convincing fashion I thought we would win today's game, but it looks like we're going to squeeze by in this FA Cup third round game. Now the worrying sign is, who will we get in the 4th round draw? Which of course we shall be watching after this game. Brewster, and what on earth was that? The plus side of Brewster, of course, playing awful. Klopp might not want to use him for Liverpool, which gives us more chances to loan him yet again. Guimarães, though, with a throwing, throws it to Dragomir, gives it away to Watkins. Watkins on the counter-attack. Can Scunthorpe get a late equaliser and get a tie at the KCOM Stadium? No. Saved by Butland. And that should do it, folks. Pavlovic brings it out, and it is a narrow 1-0 victory in today's game. And we had 25 shots, they had 6, 7 on target, they had 4, 9 fouls, they had 16, 4 yellow cards to their 5, 64% possession to their 36. Jared Bowen was our best performer with 13.2 kilometres distance covered and an 8.7 as a result. Their best performer was McGahey with a 6.8 and no reason for it. Struggling to perform, of course, was Ryan Brewster. He made 11 passes and got 6.2 rating. For them was LaRossi. He got 6.2 and 5 passes completed. Now, the player of the match, of course, went to Jared Bowen, not Brewster. Brewster was having an awful game. Now, Carlos thinks there's nothing particular we need to address. And Carlos, I think you're an idiot, quite frankly. We got away with that one today. We've got to play much better when we play sides which can actually shoot. So, Hull secure victory at Sands Venue Stadium. So it looks like Scunthorpe actually have a new ground. Palacios is out for 10 days to 13 with a pulled hamstring. Yikes. We shall leave that to physio. They took us for granted. I don't quite see why. Paul, what? You're in League 2. I'm not sure how League 2 Scunthorpe can take Premier League outfit Hull City for granted, but okay. We got 73 grand for that result, and I will see you fine folks in the 4th round draw in just a second. Okay, ladies and gents, so before we head into this FA Cup 4th round draw, we have one quick departure to go over. So that is Kieran Freeman. He will be heading to Millwall for £825,000. So Freeman, he was very much a utility player for us. As you can see from here, we acquired him from Sheffield United for 1.1 million 2 seasons ago. He made 27 appearances and got 6.77. He then fell completely out of favour this season. He's only made 1 appearance and a 6.6 as a result. That made him very much surplus to requirements, so we allowed him to go to Millwall. Very much a win-win situation. They get a player who can perform at Championship level, and we get a guy off the wage bill. But without further ado, let's head into the 4th round draw. And in the 4th round draw of the FA Cup, the first team out of the cup will be Tranmere Rovers. Tranmere shall play Chelsea. Very big tie for Tranmere. We then have Manchester United. They shall play hosts to Aston Villa. Tricky away day for Aston Villa. We then have Bristol City. This would be a lovely tie for us to pick up. And Manchester City have unfortunately picked that one up. Looks like they will be progressing to the next round. We then have Portsmouth. Again, a lovely tie we would love to get. But it goes to Millwall or Wickham. We then have Leeds United. Now, this would be a big rivalry game, so it could be an interesting one for us to pick up. But it goes to West Ham United. We then have Sheffield United. Again, another big game. We haven't played at Sheffield United for a couple of seasons, and they're playing Bournemouth. We then have Peterborough or Tottenham. Now, this is a game I definitely want to avoid, considering Tottenham is probably going to go through in that tie. And we have, luckily, Barnsley will be playing the winner of that one. We then have Everton. Now, this is a game I don't particularly want. Luckily, West Brom got Everton. Brighton. Now, this is an interesting one. If we get Brighton, the way the fixtures fall, I believe this FA Cup game is going to fall after the Brighton game. So we'll have very much the Wolverhampton Wanderers situation if we get this one, and we avoided it. Middlesbrough will be going to Brighton. We then have Nottingham Forest. Now, this is a fixture I wouldn't mind getting either. Arsenal get it, though. Oxford or Bristol Rovers. Now, again, definitely a good tie. We get a League One side or a Championship side. Unfortunately, Wolverhampton Wanderers get them. Now, that is good in a way, because I didn't really want to get Wolverhampton Wanderers. Salford or Shrewsbury. We will take that one also. No, it goes to Fleetwood. Of course it does. Sunderland or Watford. Now, Watford's probably going to win that. Bit of a boring tie, to be honest. Not particularly wanting that. And Reading get them. There is 9 teams left for these last 3 games, so we shall go through them. Of course, there is us. We have Birmingham, we have Brentford, we have Leicester or Huddersfield, we have Norwich or Fulham, and we have Southampton or Liverpool. So we really want to be avoiding the Liverpool one. Avoid Huddersfield, Leicester, really. And Norwich, Fulham seems kind of boring. So we really want Birmingham or Brentford. So, draw the next team. Norwich or Fulham. They shall play Leicester or Huddersfield. Yikes. So, Liverpool is still up for grabs. We've got Liverpool or Southampton. So, pretty much Liverpool. Brentford or Birmingham. So, how is this going to fall? Liverpool or Southampton shall play against. Please don't be this one. Birmingham. That means we will play Brentford. So, will we be at home or away to Brentford? we are away. We've got a nice little away fixture to Brentford, so that will be a nice away day for us. And as I thought, it's fallen straight after the Brighton and Hove Albion game. That means in the next episode we shall be doing Brentford and Arsenal. A nice little double away header, because I am rather sadistic. I like to play away games on these episodes. But without further ado, let's head to Goodison Park. Okay, ladies and gents, it is time, of course, for the second game, our Premier League match against Everton here at Goodison Park. And as you might have noticed from the camera angle, my cameraman's had a little bit to drink, so let's hurry up and get into the stadium before he can't get in. So without further ado, let's go to the game. Okay, ladies and gents, we are finally inside Goodison Park for our second game of today's episode. And our lineup is, of course, Butland in goal, Reinwald, Katic, Pavlovic and Vigore at the back, Dragomir and Palacios in central midfield. Central attacking mid is Gaetano, on the left is Diabate, on the right Bowen and Brewster up front. Now Palacios does have a little niggly injury in terms of a pulled hamstring, I believe, so we have to be careful with that. But on our bench we have Bettinelli, Kiko, otherwise known as Firmina, Guimarães, Pearson, Mahi, Ageria and Al-Zabi. We of course will also be watching out for Richarlison, Keane and Iwobi up front for Everton. But we are going to passionately tell them we are... Do we really want to do it for the fans? We're away from home. We've got nothing to lose here. Yeah, nothing to lose. Show everybody what we are capable of. And considering we are away, I'm going to quickly adjust our positive to a more balanced approach, because that seems a little more reasonable in this circumstance. But we have Kevin Lake of Football 365, the devious fellow who we have a great respect for. He says Tottenham manager Eddie Howe has taken the perhaps bold step of putting Peters on the... Okay, so without knowing all the details, I'm inclined to side with the manager in these situations. I am indeed. So, John Joe Kennedy has reigned supreme at the back for Everton recently. How do you throw him off his game? I think we can unsettle him and make him uncomfortable. That'll add to the challenge. Yes, he's a fine player, but I have fine players too. I'm confident in our ability to outscore Keane. Yeah, as long as Brewster is actually in goal scoring form, then I am confident. But Reinwald early on throws it to Gaetano, back to Reinwald, into Brewster, doesn't fall to him, falls to Bowen, and it has trickled to Pickford. Unlucky, my friends. We are 4 minutes in. Pavlovic has given it straight to Keane though, and he's run through our defence. Lovely save by Butland though. Thank you, Jackie, for making up for that mistake. I'm just going to move my coffee down there out of the way. Don't want to be knocking that onto my keyboard. But we have at least survived 20 minutes of today's game, and we are going... Now, we're going to leave it for now. Of course, being the underdogs, it'd be a bit mean to be demanding more in this situation. Bowen has also taken a knock. That is not a good sign at all. We have two players who have little niggly knocks. And Gaetano has given it straight back to Carr. Richarlison now in possession, tries the ball over top to Keane. Vigare heads it back to Butland, and it's safely collected. I will take a point from this game, that is for sure. But it's hoofed up and it goes straight back to Everton. Richarlison on the counter-attack, comes inside and kicks it over the bar. We really need to not give them the ball in those situations. Reinwald with a throw-in to Gaetano, back to Reinwald. Reinwald coming down this left-hand side, nice ball through to Diabate. Diabate whips it in, Bowen. Oh, unlucky Jared. Jared forces the save, but it is already out. And we are going up to half time. Can we hold out for another 10 minutes? Perhaps even get on the scoreboard before half time. Everton have a free kick though with Mario. Mario whips it in, back post saved, but Richarlison pokes it away. Now, is he offside? It doesn't look like it from this. I guess he was slightly onside. Richarlison with his 6th goal of the season. Tap in at the near post, and yeah, bit of a scrappy way to go a goal down. I guess we are now going to go into a more attacking approach, and we're going to demand a bit more, at least for the next 6 minutes, going into the second half. Kennedy throws it to Richarlison, back to Kennedy. Nice ball over the top to Keane. Keane one-on-one with Butland, and it's collected by Butland. At least we're not going in 2-0 down. And we have a throw-in. Vigore to Gaetano, back to Vigore. Vigore whips one across, dragging me. Oh my goodness. Dragomir with his 3rd goal of the season, assisted by Vigore from the throwing. Let's have a little look at this one. Volleys it, left foot, middle of the goal. Don't know how Pickford didn't save that, but we are 1-1, and we are going back to a balanced approach. I shall take that going into half-time. So it is Everton 1, Hull City 1. They've had 14 shots, we've had 5. 7 on target, we've had 2. 7 fouls to our 10. 0 yellow cards to our 2. 48% possession to our 52% possession. Best performance for them is John Joe Kennedy with a 6.9 and 100% tackle completion ratio. Best performance for us, of course, is Vlad Dragomir with that 1 goal and an 8.2 as a result. Now, struggling to perform is Sigurdsson. He's made 2 mistakes and got 6.5 as a result. Struggling for us is Brewster, 6.4 and 0 overall chances. Other games around the league. Bournemouth is currently losing 1-0 to Southampton. Brighton is 0-0 at home to Aston Villa. We have Watford 3, Norwich 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Burnley 0. So, Carlos thinks the team should do it for the fans. And you know what? You are crazy, Carlos, but let's see how that cheer goes. I know we are underdogs, but yeah, apparently they're listening keenly. They think, let's do it for the travelling fans. So, do it for the travelling fans. And we appear to have a free kick right on the start of the half, and it's Gaetano saved by Pickford onto the bar and kicked away. That was a very interesting way to start the half. Definitely starting the half on the right foot, and we do need to make a substitution soon. So I'm going to wait till the 60th minute and take both our injured players off. Unfortunately, they're probably 2 of our better players, but we can't risk Bowen or Palacios aggravating those injuries. Mario whips one in, Vigore tries to head it away, heads it to Iwobi though. Palacios, can he get a tackle in? No. Keane gets it in, Katic heads it away. Jared Bowen now on the counter-attack. This could be his last play of the game. He's running through the defence, Gaetano plays it to Bowen, Jared Bowen kicks it over the bar. Unlucky Giroud. That will be his last contribution to today's game though, and Mahi will come on in his place. We shall then bring on Pearson for Palacios, and considering we have 3 yellow cards, I'm going to keep hold of that last substitution, because the last thing we want is someone getting sent off and not being able to bring a defender on. Dragomir kicks it up, Brewster, can he get past the last defender? He can, possibly, yes. Oh, but Pickford saves it. And it is a dead highlight. Now we have Everton with the throwing. Everton throwing it into Keane. Keane cuts inside, edge of the area, don't give him space. We have a terrible habit on the edge of the area, allowing players to cut inside and take shots like that, and when you allow someone like Moise Keane to get his 15th goal of the season, that's what happens. That is a very disappointing way of giving away a goal. So we are going back attacking, of course. We might even push some of these on. So 65th minute. You know what, Gaetano, you can play as a striker. So let's see what you can do as a striker, shall we? We shall make you a complete forward to go alongside Brewster. And hopefully that adaptation will help us draw another goal back. Pearson plays it to Vigore. Vigore, can he get across in? Holds up the ball, plays it to Mahi. Mahi crosses it. Diabate doesn't get onto it. Richarlison hoops it up and Katic collects. Will he give it away? Oh, Katic, no. Katic is going it away. Good save by Jackie, though. I can't believe Katic made such an awful play there. And it's scrambled away. We are still in the game, folks. Let's demand a little bit more of the lads. I know we are losing, so we are at least going to demand some more. Frustration from Mahi and Pearson and Brewster. I don't know why Brewster is so anxious and frustrated when he hasn't really contributed. But Everton with the throwing. Kennedy to Carr, back to Kennedy. Kennedy tries a ball over the top. Keane has cut through the defence once more, and he's poked it away. Yikes. So it's looking like a result here. So I guess let's go balanced. Let's just see out the game, not concede any more goals. Take the L with pride. Whipped it in, back post. Pearson holds the ball up, plays it to Katic. Katic, can he play it across to Pearson? Plays it to Pearson. Pearson holds the ball up and he's just passed it straight to Iwobi. Keane over the top to Richarlison. Can Richarlison get a shot off? Lovely save by Butland and Ryan World kicks it away. Our defensive woes are continuing. I'm not quite sure where the defensive woes lie though. That is the problem going forward. Because if we look at the statistic analysis, we have a 6.9, a 6.7, a 6.8, a 6.8 and a 6.8. It's very much our midfield strikers who seem to be struggling in terms of statistics. But we have managed to concede 3 goals. So it is Everton 3, Hull City 1. They've had 24 shots, we had 11. 12 on target, we had 6. 16 fouls to our 13, 1 yellow card to our 3, 45% possession to our 55. Their best performer was, of course, Moise Keane with a 9.2 and 2 goals. Ours, of course, was Vlad Dragomir with that lovely volley and an 8.3 as a result. Struggling to perform was Davis with a 6.6 and Bowen with a 6.4. He had 0% crossing completion ratio. There's a few different milestones, but you can go through them if you wish. Now, Carlos thinks we should tell the team their performance was disappointing. Indeed it was. Assertively, I'm far from pleased with what I saw. And we shall continue. So, Jared Bowen's injury. Luckily, is only out for a day with a tight calf. So that shouldn't hinder any of our games going forward. But we shall be returning in the next episode, as I said before, here for Brentford and Arsenal. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you all have a lovely night, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Goodbye.